Hey, what's up? Even though I didn't plan it this way, I'm going to show you two ways that I removed the front lower control arm bushings in my 95 Civic. So here we go. Of course, I have to jack the car up and remove the wheels, but I was also due for an oil change, so this was a good time to knock it out. I'm still liking these wheels. I mean, I like them, but they're growing on me. I may change up what color lug nuts I have. Got some red ones, got some neochrome, got some different black ones. I might even have some blue ones, and I got some silver ones. At some point I might put extended studs on here. I don't really need them, but I do think they look cool. I'm gonna start the oil draining, and then I'm gonna go run a few errands. I really need to install a Fumoto valve on this car. Long overdue, but maybe next oil change I'll have one. So the bushings I will be replacing are those, and I'll be replacing the bushings that are here, and the bushings that are in here. So it looks like the time to replace this was when I did these, but it still should be pretty easy. So let's get to it. Since one of the bushings I'm replacing is right here, I'm gonna have to take this lower control arm off. And all of these are 17 M&M head. Kung Fu style. More Kung Fu. More Kung Fu. And since I decided to remove the whole lower control arm, I have to disconnect the lower ball joint. So I'm going to remove the pin. Come on, pin. Then I'm going to loosen that nut with the 17 M&M. I think they call that a castle nut because it looks like a castle. And now I'm going to use this ball joint separator. This thing is awesome. This is always nerve-wracking for me. There we go. So now I should be able to take out the lower control arm. Oh, just slides right off. So there we go. This is a heavier piece than I thought. So it looks like I need to take off this bolt, that one, and that one. And it looks like this little bracket here is connected to the sway bar bracket. So I may have to remove the sway bar as well. But we will see. Let's see, this one, and these two are all 19 M&Ms. Let's see how hard they are to break free. Well, I don't need to remove that one, but not that hard. It's a big, thick bolt. Let's see, I hope these are the same length. Nope, so the short one goes toward the back. Before I get any further, it's probably a good time to go ahead and try and remove that nut because I know that this is gonna come off. So let's go try and get that off. And that is also 19 millimeter. Or 19 M&Ms, Mikey. And I probably should have tried this while everything was still connected.
This nut is a lot easier to remove with the lower control arm still connected. With the control arm removed, it allows the other end to move too much. You can still do it, but it is not fun.
Whew. I just did a push workout, well, an upper body workout right before this. I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm feeling it. Ugh. If you're doing this, after watching this video, and yours hasn't been moved in almost 30 years like mine, go ahead and hit it with some PB Blaster or some sort of penetrating lube first. Don't do what I did. All right, so it does look like that bracket is connected to the sway bar. I may have to disconnect the whole sway bar because I don't know if this will help us enough, but that's where I'm gonna start. And this is a 12 millimeter, if I remember correctly, and it is. So we do have access to this one, and look how shiny that is. Wow.
So this is a better look at the bushing we'll be replacing, and it is in bad shape. So I am glad I'm finally gonna do this. I mean, look at that. But almost 30 years, and what do you expect? So I've made a decision. Since I have the control arm off, and I'm replacing this bushing and some others, I might as well go ahead and order that one. Save me some work, and I'll have all new bushings. So this project will have to wait a few more days. A few days later, it was time to get the old bushings out. I had this kit that seemed like it would work to push the bushing out. So I got the right sockets, positioned them, and had a go at it. But I tried it several different ways and the bushing wasn't budging. So eventually, I came to this conclusion. All right, this is not the way to do it. I'm gonna go get a press. So I got a press and I am excited to use it for the first time. So I have my lower control arm. I have a larger socket to receive it once it gets pressed out. This came out of an axle nut kit that I have. And I have another impact socket that is just about the right size to press it out. So I'm going to position it here and hopefully successfully press it out. All right, here goes nothing. It's moving. Well, that is it, and that is perfect. I didn't have to bang up on stuff, and yeah, it is nice to have a press. So now I'm gonna do the same thing with this one. I gotta make sure I get the right size, press socket and receive socket, but I guess it's called a receive sleeve, but this is life-changing. Using regular sockets is not advisable. After trying to get this bushing out in the press, it wasn't even budging. And I got a little nervous about the amount of pressure I was applying to it since I was using a regular socket. As you can see, I tried pushing through from both sides and it wasn't happening. So I started to burn the bushing out, but then I remembered something I'd done in the past that wasn't fun, but it worked. At this point, I wasn't frustrated at all. There was no anger, and I was not taking out any anger on this lower control arm because there is no space for that when you're working on cars. There just isn't. But there was emotional content. That's a Bruce Lee reference. All right.
So I definitely have at least cut through all the way on one part of this. So hopefully chiseling at it will make this sleeve come out. At this point, with the money I've spent, I probably could have bought new lower control arms, but that wasn't the plan at all, was it? All right, so let's see if we can separate. Progress. Look at that progress. We're getting there. And now it wants to come out. So there we go. The lower control arm removed and all the bushings out. Now I did go a little deep here, but that'll be fine. It's actually kind of it's very smooth in there. So now I'm gonna wipe them out and install the new bushings. But I may leave that for next time. If I do, I'll catch you next time.
And next time I will be pressing out the rest of the bushings and installing the new ones. If you'd like to follow along, hit subscribe. And if you'd like to see the rest of the work I've done on the Civic, check out the playlist. Thanks for watching. Take care.